Ladies and gentlemen, one of my top bucket list finds has just popped out.
Underneath the soil or hidden in the ground, there's a lot of treasures to be found. Dirty secrets of Scotland.
Hello and welcome to Dirty Secrets of Scotland from here at the Bottle Tip. The last time we were here was with a very special guest, Nicola White, and she made some astonishing finds. So I'm going to dig down right next to where we dug the last time and hopefully we'll find some good things. Fingers crossed. Also, I'd like to point out that this is the hottest day of the year so far. It's morning time right now and it's over 20 degrees. So yeah, this is going to be a hot one. Woohoo! Okay, Nicola was just here and Sarah and I were there over there, and I'm going just here, and that's my little rectangle now dug out. So let's go down, see what we can find. As always, I've got my lucky bottle here, both 7 and a horseshoe. It's been good for me so far, so I always bring it now. That's me just starting to touch the fresh ash there. You can see that contrast between the dirt and the ash, so that's a good start. Let's keep going. Just found this. That's a strange teapot. You get a lot of teapots here, but that's an unusual one. It's got a mark on the bottom. W76, I think, maybe. Full of ash, as you would expect in a bottle dump. And roots. And what was really fun is that I found this right next to it. Not in there, but next to it, and I thought, you know what? That brown's quite similar. See, little, sorry, I haven't got it in shot. So this little nodule there, that brown is very similar, I thought, so let's try it. So the only thing that's missing is just a little bit of the spout there. It's a whole teapot. It's kind of cool. I am actually tempted to keep that. Just had this. Lovely not to be taken. Flat back. Sadly, it's got a hole in it. That's a pity, that, but to be honest with you, if you've got that on a shelf and it's facing forward, you've got other bottles around it. Let's just use this ink for example. Where's the damage? That's right, you can't see it unless you turn it around. So what I do with the ones that are like that, just a tiny little bit of damage, put them in the back, and I'll probably replace it eventually, but for now that goes in the collection. Alright folks, so I've just gone to the bottom. You can see the sand here. That's just the bottom of the tip is the sand. So scraping the sand, this piece of metal, you can see the rust. I just pulled that back with a fork, and this is here. And it's been protected. So this is like some sort of pot, metal pot, and this has been inside it. Now I haven't taken this out, but I'm about to. A strand of that cream pot by the looks of things. Oh, lovely. Is it complete? It certainly would appear so. Let's get it out and have a look. Okay, here it is. Check it. Looks like it's in good order to me. Oh, look, that's a shame. It's got a chip. Never mind, it's still a great find. And I can repair them. In fact, I'll put one on the screen that I repaired recently. I don't film everything that I repair, of course. So the one that I repaired, this is this one. The one that I repaired, oh, it's there. So this will also be repaired. It's a nice shape as well. It's slightly wide at the top. That's quite cool. Lovely. That's really nice. And I think that some of them are rarer than others. I think that these might be mountains in the background, which would mean it'd be a rarer one. I'm not entirely sure though. But yeah, that is an absolute belter. I'm chuffed with that.
Underneath the soil or buried in the ground, there's a lot of treasure to be found. Dirty secrets of Scotland. Through the fields and woodland, with trusted spade in hand.
Just had this big bottle. Got some, I don't know, yeah, I thought it was one of those. I think I found these bottles before, but only the small version. I haven't seen a large version like this. Must have come from a rich household. It's full of bubbles, it's got this lovely neck. And it's got a drippy lippy, a really drippy lippy. That's lovely. Really messy one, I like them when they're like that. But yeah, there's the chili on the front there. That's a lovely bottle actually, it's unusual to see a square one, so yeah, I'll be definitely keeping that one, that's lovely. Check this out, absolutely enormous enamelled jug. I don't know if it's a milk jug or water jug or whatever. Huge, right there on the bottom. It's amazing that it's in such good condition considering it's been down there for like 100 years. A few more bits have come out. Just a plain lid from a jar, I guess. That's one. Ball stopper for a decanter, like a whiskey decanter or wine decanter. And this plain bottle here, which I think will say C&D on the bottom. Yes, it does, C&D. Drippy lippy. A lot of digging. Some great finds, but quite sparse, but I'm enjoying it anyway. Just had this nice wee square ink sheer top. For the newer subscribers, sheer top just means that this was snapped off. They didn't bother finishing the lip, they didn't roll it back or anything. They just snapped off, and that's why it's so sharp like that. You can see that.
It's the history bit.
You know, I think the heat was getting to me on this dig as I was actually describing a burst lip and not a sheer top. So here's the difference. Sheer tops were made when the blowpipe that created the bottle was cut away from the glass piece with metal shears, whilst the glass was still semi-molten and soft. Sometimes they would refire the bottle's neck to smooth the lip, but with inexpensive items such as inkwells, they simply cut them off and that was it, the bottle was finished. Burst lips were similar, however they didn't even bother with the shears. They would simply snap the blowpipe away from the bottle after it had cooled slightly, leaving an even cruder lip. Most of these bottles wouldn't be refired to smooth the lip, they just snapped it off and that was it, job done. Finally, on higher end items such as perfume bottles, the burst or sheared lip could be ground, leaving a coarse finish, but at least the surface was no longer sharp to the touch. So there you go, I hope that all makes sense now. Okay, let's get back to the dig. Okay, let's keep digging. Ladies and gentlemen, one of my top bucket list finds has just popped out. A buttercup cream. I've been trying to find one of these since I started. Now, it's great, but like everything else today so far almost, it's got a bit of damage, but it's not really all that bad because if you can see, the print is all clear here. There's no damage to the print as far as I can tell right now. Just on the side there's a ding, which of course I can repair. So that, my friends, although it's slightly damaged, is still an absolute belter. Let's get this cleaned up and show it to the camera. I was just about to film this to show you. I've cleaned the front up with my cloth. And I don't know if I'm going to capture this, but I'm going to turn the camera around and see if I can get him on camera. 1 second. See that? Look who it is! Look who it is! Back in his tree! It's Dave! It's the original Dave! Just as I was about to show you a bucket list find, can you believe that? Dave, I'm over here, mate. I've got some worms for you. I've missed you, man. Where have you been? I'm gonna try and zoom in. I don't think that's working. He'll come over anyway if I know Dave. Oh, that is so good. I'm gonna turn the camera around. Well, that's made my day. And that's made my day as well. He's gone now, but he'll come back because he always eats the worms. That is such a cool find. I'm buzzing. I think this one deserves an out of the hole belter dance. Had a couple of repair jobs today now. Actually 3 if you include the green poison, because I'll probably fill that as well with resin. But I was speaking to a local bottle digger about this. Most bottle diggers, when they find something like this and it's got a bit of damage, they tend to just go, you know, I'll find another one later. And I do as well to a certain extent. Obviously it's nice to find things whole, but it's just as exciting for me to find them broken or damaged in some way, because I can repair that. And I love doing that, and you guys love watching that, so it's just a win-win. Happy days, and no doubt this will be in a video soon. If not this one, who knows? It's just wild. Lunchtime roundup. So what have we got? Let's start with this enormous milk jug, or water jug, whatever it is. This teapot, which is missing the spout, or the end of the spout anyway. This lovely big chili, I think it might be that chili cordial, you know, like syrup. You used to drink it like a sweet drink back then. Amazing. This C&D bottle with a nice drippy lippy. This top, this massive stopper, and this wee one which is full of bubbles, which is kind of cool, like that. 3 pieces of spongeware for Ken Caboodlers, though I have a feeling that I broke that. Square ink, flat back poison with slight damage on the corner here. And the belters so far, this one, lovely Stranraer cream pot with the pictorial there. And the belter of all belters, the buttercup super belter, top of the bucket list for cream pots. And now I found one. Little repair necessary, doesn't bother me at all. That's an absolute belter, I love that. So that was an exciting first start. I'm going to have a sandwich now, and then we'll get stuck into round 2. First bottle in round 2, it's a drippy lippy. Looks like a Lee and Perrins are similar. Goodland Backhouse. Okay, so it's Yorkshire Relish. It's nice age. What I've done now is I've gone off in the corner away from the tree, in opposite direction to the tree, but in the direction of the hole that Nicola was in the last time. So yeah, you never know, I might find a ginger, that'd be nice, but I think it would be asking a bit much considering the scarcity of them, but never find out unless we keep digging. Can't have a dig without an HP sauce. At least one, complete with rust. Gotta be done. And there it is. Houses of Parliament sauce. Just found this. I spotted it because it was round, picked it up and brushed it off a bit. I think it's actually bone. Not sure. Might just be very poor clay, I'm not sure. But if I found that in a field, I would think that was extremely old. But the fact that I found it in a Edwardian bottle tip makes me think it's not all that old. However, it is pretty cool, so I'll hang on to it. Oh yeah, that's a top tip, by the way. If you're mudlarking, look for round things and very sharp angles, right angles, because they don't occur so much in nature, but they do in man-made things. There you go. just found this. It's not really a find, it's just a can. It just proves that the ground is fresh. So watch this. If that was dug before, there's no way that would have survived. So that's a good indication to know if you're digging fresh. I think I've got a pram wheel here. It's amazing that the spokes are still in there. Wow. As you can see, this bottle is full of water. It's also probably plain. I found a few bottles like this. That's okay. It's a nice shape and a lovely amber colour. So I'll hang on to that, it's worth holding on to. Nice. Just had this. I don't think there's a roll top, I think it's a machine made, but it is a lovely colour. It's full of bubbles as well, which is quite nice. So yeah, I'll hang on to that. Nice. Lovely green colour. Yeah. Beautiful. I just scooped all of that out and I was about to start digging undermining that way, and the whole thing caved in because I dug that before, so it weakened it, so it's all just come down. So I've just had that was all the way, and now I've got to take all of that out again. It's going to take me another 10 minutes. Oh well, here we go. Actually only took me 5 minutes, this is not too bad. But yeah, here we go, back in again. Just had this lovely big William Hill Glasgow bottle, complete with top, which should say if you return it you get a penny back. There you go, yeah, 1D if you return it. One old penny. Great big poison bottle. I think it's is that a crack? Ah yeah, sadly it is cracked. That's a pity. Still, it's a nice find in spite of damage. Do you see what I see? Nice. Let's have a look at this outside and see if it's okay. The wind's picked up, so I've got you down in the hole. Actually, I'm quite glad about the wind because it is absolutely boiling today. It really is really hot. If there was no wind, I don't think I could handle it. Anyway, let's have a look at this. At the moment, looks good. The last one had a corner missing. This one seems to be okay. Thought that was a crack. I think it's just stuff inside it. What does that say at the bottom? It's a registered number. Let's check the top. Yeah, it seems to be completely intact, which is great considering the last one was damaged. So yeah, that's an absolute belter. I'm buzzing about finding that. That makes up for the one with the hole in it. Excellent. It's really lovely. Look at it set against the trees. It's quite light. I think it's probably the lightest one I've ever found. Flat-backed poison bottle. Is it a, let me see. Yes, it's a 2 ounce. 2 ounce. And an absolute belter, 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 belter. I want to say a big thanks to all the new subscribers that have come on board. We appreciate having you around and we hope you're enjoying these adventures. Also, poison bottles. Now, I've answered this before, but a few more people have asked because the new subscribers coming in. Sorry, there's a fly on my ear. And what it is, poison bottles, it wasn't necessarily meant to be harmful to people intentionally. All it means is that it had something inside that's harmful to human beings, like cleaning products would have a bottle that had ribs or hobnails like these, but always in a bright colour like green or blue or amber, and it was to alarm people, to let them know that whatever they were holding, be it a candlelight at night or whatever, that it was dangerous and they shouldn't drink it. But the problem is, bottles like this, because they look very pretty, attracted children. So in the 1940s, at the end of the 1940s, they got rid of them altogether. But yeah, that's what it is. Poison balls doesn't necessarily mean poison to kill people, just could be toxic to humans. Just like this, Patterson's, Glasgow, nice, Glencell. It's a great big ammonia poison bottle. There you go, very nice indeed. A couple more bits came out. This, I just repaired one of these out of 2. That's quite cool. You can see the face on there and the little woman in the clothes. It's oriental design, it's lovely. And big old square jar. I always find these, they're great, they're lovely things and really practical, you can reuse them. So yeah, there you go. As is always the case with Dirty Secrets of Scotland, I find one thing, then I find another one. So I've never found a colander before, but now I've got 2. Oh, hang on a minute. You know it had to be done, right? Full-time roundup. Okay, so that's the first half, and this is the second half. So I've got this lovely John Patterson bottle. William Hill, although it is damaged unfortunately. These are just a couple of HP sauce, an aqua one and a clear one. This I just wanted to show you. It's just a really old bottle tub. You can see the striations in the neck there. It's much older than the rest of the stuff I'm finding here. It must be a late chuck out. Anyway, big old green jar. This like little counter thing, whatever it is. I think it's bone. That's cool that. A bit damaged from probably where my fork took it. This little, I guess it's Chinese scene on an egg cup. These are quite cool, but you find them all over the place, but when you find one that's slightly different, I always take it home. And that one is different. They don't normally look like that, so I try and get 3 that are slightly different and then put them in a trio, and then we put them in the Etsy store. Got a mosquito on my thumb biting me. Go away! This bottle, which is plain, but still nice nonetheless. Lovely amber colour. Should clean up really well. Yorkshire relish. Wee stoneware jar. Big stoneware jar. Big square jar, but I don't think it's a roll top. I think it's a machine made. And over to Belter Alley. So we've got this lovely flat back poison bottle. Green. 2 ounce. Very nice indeed. This lovely Stranraer cream pot with a pictorial with a lady in the middle. Needs a wee bit of work, but that doesn't bother me. And then the belter of all belters, and top of my bucket list for cream pots for quite a while now, the Buttercup cream pot with a blue top. That's a stunner, and I'm definitely going to repair that because that is going to be pride of place in my cream pots. That'll be my #1 cream pot when it's repaired. What a belter. And that's it, that's the full-time roundup. Thanks for joining me on Dirty Secrets of Scotland. I had a really enjoyable dig and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Until next time. All filled in. Willie's rainy day creations. Here's the Buttercup cream pot that I found on the dig. I've cleaned off a bit of the rust. But I want to keep these bits of crazing and cracks and stuff in there. I think that looks really cool. It makes it look like it's come from a bottle tip rather than out of an antique shop, so I like that. Anyway, I'm going to fill this part here with Millipat. It's a 2-part epoxy, a putty as you probably know by now. So I'll mix it up, put it in here, fill it, smooth it off, and that's the first stage. The Millipat is now mixed together. Time to work it into the damaged area now. Okay, I've got that where I want it to be for now. I don't want to do any more. I want to leave it a little bit proud so I can sand it back. So happy with that. On to the next stage. Okay, that's hardened now and it's ready to be sanded back. I'll start with 100 grit sandpaper until I'm happy with that and then go down the grades. Okay, I'm getting there, but I'm a bit worried about this writing here getting damaged, so I'm just going to put a little piece of tape over here now. There we go, back to sanding. Okay, I'm happy with that now. I've got that down to 100 grit. I'm going to move on and go down the grits until it's very smooth indeed. Next up is 600 and then 1000. Okay, that's nice and smooth now. Doesn't need to be any more smooth for stoneware, so I'm happy with that. Next up is painting. These are the colours that I think I'm going to need to match this colour. So what I'm going to do now is go to the window where it's much better light, mix the colour and come back here. Okay, I'm fairly happy with that colour. You can see the colours I've used. I've used white, black, green, pinky red, yellow, dark brown, a wee bit of lighter brown and this sort of yellow ochre. And then I've been dabbing the colours on here when I didn't want to have it so strong to mix it in. I have a feeling, just from experience, that this might be slightly too light, but what I'm going to do is give it a coat and see how it looks first. Next up I'll use sponges, but for now I'm trying the brush. Okay, that's the first coat and it's actually looking pretty good. So I'm going to wait for that to dry, and if it's the right colour I'll put on another coat and then I'll use the sponge to sort of blend it in. And that'll be it. Just some glaze. We'll see. Right, that's dry now and I'm happy with that, so I'm going to blend it in now. This is just a normal sponge, you know, the ones from the kitchen. I just cut the bottom off. So you start like that. I'll just cut that bottom bit off and make little blocks from it. So here goes. There we go, that's the paint applied. I think now with a bit of glaze, you won't notice that. The good thing is, it's kind of on the side and at the back. If it had been part of the print, I'd be very worried, but to be honest with you, you'd have to really look for that once it's glazed, I think. And the proof's in the pudding. Let's get it glazed. Actually, I've decided to put a little bit of crazing in, so I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to come on. I can't go by that. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to add like a little bit here and there, nothing too much, just so it doesn't drag the eye where it just suddenly disappears. Just following on from the lines that are already there. This is just a coloured pencil, by the way, kind of thing that kids use. I think that's enough. That does what I wanted to do. I want to glaze that now. Nice. As always, I'm using this stuff, Rustin's quick dry and waterborne ceramic glaze. I'll do one coat and show you, and then after that I will do another coat off camera. There's no point doing the same thing twice, and that'll be it. And here it is. A couple coats of glaze. And yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's not got a great big hole in the back anymore, which is nice. Yeah, lovely. We'll take some pictures of it now. Dave's over there. Come on, Dave, come out to play. He just popped in behind that bush. Oh well, he'll be over, I'm sure. We'll chuck more worms out for him. There he is, actually he's got a worm. Speaking of Dave, Sarah painted a robin over on her channel She Walks, She Paints. The photograph was taken by our viewer Sue from the YouTube channel Adam's Family Pursuits. Now, I realise it's not the real Dave, but I'm calling the wee guy Dave anyway. If you wish to buy a print of this painting, you can do so over on our Etsy store. Links to our Etsy, Sarah's and Sue's YouTube channels are in this video's description. If you wish to support Dirty Secrets of Scotland, you can do so in 3 ways. 1. You can buy us a coffee over on Ko-fi. 2. You can go over to our Etsy store and buy the treasures that I dig up and also the ones that we craft and repair. And 3, you can become a patron of Dirty Secrets of Scotland. And it really helps the channel if you do, because it helps finance our trips away, pays for things like new spades, etc. and technology as well. Please do consider becoming a patron, and thank you so much to all the people that have done so already. You are really helping this channel, I can't stress that enough. Until next time. Oh yeah, and if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. That is completely free and it helps the channel.
Underneath the soil or hidden in the ground, there's a lot of treasures to be found. Dirty secrets of Scotland.
And top of my bucket list for cream pots for quite a while now, the buttercup. Our Etsy soul.